What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nico Linelli back at it again. Today we got a speed run for Mr. Bame's final. We're doing an any percent speed run, and we're gonna be going for the world record today. I don't know how much luck we're gonna have because I don't have my pen with me. He recommended the pen. I actually have my mouse. The pen takes like quadruple A batteries. No one has those. So I'm out of luck here. I've got to use my mouse. So we're gonna see how it goes. But I'm feeling pretty confident today, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so we're going to start off with the vertex form. Okay, so first thing, what do you got to do for vertex form? You got to do the complete the square. So first thing is you're gonna take B right here. This is B divided by 2 and then square it. Then you're gonna get 49 right here. 49, add it to there. Then of course the 46 is on the outside. 46 is on the outside. And then we're going to have to add the 49 to both sides. Sorry, we're going to have to subtract the 49 because we added it to the left side. So we're going to have to add it to subtract it from the right side. So once we do that, we can simplify this. It should be a squared right here, sorry. We can simplify this, so it's going to be a minus 7 squared. And then we can move all this over to the left side, and that's going to even out to actually 2 is what it's going to even out to. So negative 2 equals 0. Right? So then this is our vertex form right here. So we completed that part. This is our vertex form. And our actual vertex is going to be right here. Now this is negative because inside the parentheses. So it's 7. So it's going to be the opposite. And then 2. So this is h and k, or negative h and k, I guess. So we completed that. We're doing well on time. All right. Let's see here. Okay, this one shouldn't be too hard. Let's see here. So we have the degree. So the degree is 3 right here. So that's going to be odd. So degree odd. And then we have so the leading coefficient is negative 3. It's negative. So from that, we can figure out what the end behavior is going to look like. And so since it is odd, it's going to be on opposite sides of the graph. And since it is negative, it's going to look something like this. So this is the end behavior for this. All right, so the next one, let's see here. So this one is, the degree is even. Right here it's 6. So degree even. And then the lead coefficient is positive. I'll just write a plus for that, save some time. So it's positive, so our graph is going to look something like this. All right, yeah. So it looks good. All right, so now we're going to, let's see here, graph the function using end behavior and all that stuff. Okay, so start off with the degree. The degree, again, this is odd. So the degree is odd. And let's see here. It's positive. Lead coefficient is positive. It's 3. So we have a graph over here. It's going to look something like this. Like that. All right. So the first thing that we need to do is find the zeros of this right here. Find the zeros. Okay, so what we can do with this, the first step is factoring this, and what we can do is actually pull out 3x because it's in each one of our things here. So we have 3x, and that leaves us with just x squared minus 7x plus 10. Okay, so once we have that, we're going to factor just as usual as we normally do. So we have x here, x here. So it has to add up to equal -7 and multiply it to equal 10. Well, 5 minus -5 minus 2 equals 7. Multiply that, that's positive 10. And so now we have set each of these equal to 0, and that will give us our zeros. So we're going to end up with 0, because you divide 0 by 3, it's 0, positive 5, and positive 2. So we have a 0 here, a 0 around here, which is 2, and around here, which is 5, which is an estimate. Now we're going to have to test it to find out what the graph is going to look like between these. And we know that it's going to go up here because it connects down here. So we don't have to test 6, but we do have to test between the zeros. So I'm going to use 1 and 3 because it's in between 0 and 2, and 3 is in between 2 and 5. So if we use 1, we're going to get this 3 times 1 cubed minus 21 times 1 squared plus 30 times 1. Okay, so pretty much it's all going to equal out to 1. You just multiply all by 1. So then what you're going to end up with is 3 minus 21 plus 30. And we can already tell that this is going to be positive, but it equals 12. Okay, so 12, that's positive. So between 0 and 2, it's going to be like this, positive. Okay, next we have to test our other one. Between 2 and 5, so what we're going to do is 3. We're going to plug in the 3 here. 3 times 3 cubed minus 21. Minus 21 times 3 squared plus 30 times 3. Okay, so 3 to the power of 3 is, let's see here, that's going to be 27, right? And then 27 times 3 is 81. And we're going to minus 3 squared, that's 9 times -21 is -189. Then we're going to add the last section, 30 times 3 is 90 plus 90. And these all together equal -18, so that's going to be negative. So we can find out that this is what our graph is going to look like. Kind of a bad drawing, but you get the point. It's going to look like this. Okay, next segment. So let's see here. Okay, long division, easy is an easy one. Let's see here. So first, set up your problem like this. 24 x cubed minus 48 x squared minus 10x minus 57. Okay, so we can use our factor right here, 4x minus 10. I'm losing time, guys. I don't know if we're going to get the world record. I'm still going to shoot for it, though. Okay, 4x minus 10. So this goes into, let's see here. All right, so we can multiply this by 6x, right? Oh no, I'm wasting so much time, guys. Multiply this by 6x, and then we can get 24x cubed. Sorry, 6x squared. And we're going to put it over the square spot just to keep track of it. So we're going to get 24x cubed. And this is a 10, of course. And then we have to multiply negative 10 times 6x squared, and we're going to get negative 60x squared. Now subtract the whole thing, and you're going to end up with 12x squared minus 10x. Because you bring this one down, just like normal long division. Now we're going to multiply it by 3x in order to get 4 to equal to 12x squared. So we have 12x squared. And then negative 10 times 3x is negative 30x. Subtract the whole thing. And you're going to end up with positive 20x. Okay, then the final piece, we're just going to go ahead and multiply this by 5, because 4x times 5 is 20x. Oh, and can't forget, you got to bring down the 57. So then a 5 times negative 10 is negative 50. Sorry. Looks like a 500. Trust me, it's a 50. And our remainder is going to be negative 7. So once we have this, what we're going to do, so this is our equation right here. 6x, but we can't forget the remainder, right? So 6x plus 6x squared, sorry, plus 3x plus 5. Then we're going to put the remainder above plus negative 7 over 4x minus 10. And that's going to even the whole thing out. And here's our answer. Right there, there's our answer. All right. We're looking okay on time right now. We're on par, looks like. Okay, synthetic division. This is easy. This is easy. So we can't actually, we have to use the 0 here. We can't use the factor. We have to use the 0. So we have to set this equal to the 0, and we're going to get 9 out of that. So 9. This is how you set up the synthetic division table. And then we're going to use the coefficients for each of these, which is 1, 10, 3, and negative 54. Okay. So the trick to long division, or to synthetic division, sorry, you add down and multiply up. And multiply times the 0 up to the next spot. And so it's 1 plus nothing, which is just 1. And then we multiply this times 9, so we get a 9 here. Add these together. Oh, sorry, negative 9. Okay, set this equal to 0, get negative 9. So we'll multiply 1 times negative 9, we get negative 9, and that's going to add up to 1. Do it again, negative 9. We're going to get negative 6 out of that. Multiply these together, you get positive 54. And you're going to end up with a remainder which equals 0. And our final equation is m squared plus m minus 6. And there's your answer right there. Our remainder is 0, so we don't have to add it at the end, but if we did, it would be plus 0 over our factor right here, which is m plus 9. All right, so next part is the radical fractions. All right, so we can't have the radical on the bottom, That's just not how it works. So the only way you can do it is by multiplying both the top and the bottom by 31. And the reason why we can do this is because this is equal to 1. So it's not changing the value, it's just changing the layout of it. So once we multiply them both by 31, we're going to get 9 minus 7 times root 7 times 31 over 31 times 31. Root 31 times root 31, that's just going to equal 31 because you square it. Cancels out. And then you're just have to multiply these two together inside, and we're going to get 9 minus 7 times root 217 over 31. And there's your answer. All right, next one. Let's see here. Now, these are imaginary numbers, and imaginary numbers are roots, so of course we can't have those in the denominator. So what we're going to have to multiply this by is the opposite. Let's see here. The opposite and of course this won't change the value either. Once again, it's just going to remove the I from the denominator. Okay, so once we do that, it's pretty much just FOIL from here. So when you FOIL it out, what you're going to get is on the top 24 plus 60i minus 28i minus 70i squared. And on the bottom, we're going to get 16 plus 10i minus 10i minus 100i squared. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is combine the like terms. So, of course, these cancel out because they're both 10i. And then these, 24, these are going to add up to 32i and then for the 70, it's actually going to be, so I squared is root -1 times root -1, which equals just -1. So that's going to be plus 70. And then so for the denominator, we're not done simplifying that. We'll come back to it later. So the denominator is going to be 16. And as I said, these two canceled out. Then you have the 100. So minus 100 times -1, because again, it's the I squared. So once you go ahead and add that together, what you're going to get is 102. So 24 plus 70, 102 plus 32i over 116. We just add these together. Sorry. And then as you can see, the I is removed from the bottom, which means there's no radicals in there. All right, last segment. We did lose a little bit of time, but I think we can do it. I think we can still hit the world record, hopefully. All right, so first thing you got to do is find the asymptotes. So what you need to do is look at the degree for the numerator and the denominator. So the degree for the numerator is less than the denominator. So that means that the horizontal asymptote is equal to y equals 0. So right here. It's pretty simple. And then like we said before, we can't have a slant, because a slant would be when the degree of the numerator is 1 more than the degree of the denominator, but it's actually 2 less in this case, so there's no slant. And the vertical we're going to have to find the zero, so we're going to have to factor the bottom to figure that out. X squared plus x minus 6. So we set that equal to 0, and the two zeros are going to be the two vertical asymptotes for this. So just factor as normal, pretty simple. So adds up to 1, so multiplies to 6 plus 3 minus 2. So our two zeros are -3 and +2. Let's see here, -3 and +2. Okay, so now next we know where our asymptotes are. It's these lines right here, but we have to figure out what our graph is going to look like. So we're going to have to test it like we did before. We're going to test 3 segments because we have one for each of these, and each of these. So there's 6 possible places where the graph could be, okay? So in order to test it, we're going to do one below this, in between these two, and in front of this, or high, greater than this. So I'm going to use -4, 0, and 3. Okay, so we just plug them in. It's pretty simple. So 2 over -4 squared minus 4 minus 6. And that's just going to equal 2 over 16 minus 4 minus 6, which is just 2 over 6, and that simplifies down to 1/3. So 1/3 is positive. So we know that it's going to be in the upper section right here, so it's going to look like this. Right there. I could redo that for you, it was pretty bad. Okay. Right there. Alright, so next the middle section. So for the middle section, I'm going to use 0 as our test. So 0, just plug it in. This one's even easier. Multiply that, 0 squared, 0 times x is 0 minus 6 is the only one. So 2 over that equals, simplify 1 over -3, which is negative. So that's going to look something like this. Again, the line can't touch the asymptotes. Right there, and then we have our final test. We're looking good for the world record. I think we can still beat it. Final test, we're going to plug in 3 because it's 1 above 2. So 2 over 3 squared plus 3 minus 6. Okay, so 3 squared, that's 9. Sorry, 2 over 9 plus 3 minus 6. And again, that's 2 over 6. Got a pattern here, and simplifies down to 1/3, which is positive. Time. Guys, we did it. Guys, this is the no one's ever done this before. The world record for Mr. Bames. Guys, are you seeing this? I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. Wow. So, well, there you have it. So this is the finishing. This is the last problem. I believe I explained it pretty well. Pretty good tutorial. If you want to beat my time, be my guest. I don't think you will. It's pretty freaking difficult to do that. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more banger vids in the future. I'm going to be dropping one soon, probably this week. I'll catch you later, guys.